So yeah, Curt Kennedy's got a new album out. Thought we'd take a look at it, tell you what we thought. Then today, he went and dropped this. Can you believe this? No, Curt. All orange drinks aren't the same. But man, Sunkissed is not better than Orange Crush. You're wrong, bruv. Simply that. You're wrong, bruv. In the immortal words of Flavor Flav, can't trust it. Well, there goes another one. Y'all got anything by Lecrae?
Result. It's a tribute to all the ones who ran before me. Known to spit truth so y'all can understand his glory. It's a tribute to all the ones who ran before me. Known to spit truth so y'all can understand his glory. It's a tribute to all the ones who ran before me. Known to spit truth so y'all can understand his glory. It's a tribute to all the ones who ran before me. Known to spit truth.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unsolicited, episode 13. I am your host, the Evangelical Norm, and on the real, for real, Curt Kennedy's new album is out, and it is, how do you describe Curt's new album? A picture tells 1,000 words, right? So here you go. This is... Did y'all peep that new Curt Kennedy Feelosophy joint? If you've listened to it more than once, you know what this means. Man, Curt did it again. You know, my first introduction to Curt Kennedy was C4. And man, I mean, C4 was, again, I don't have the words to describe just how good Curt Kennedy's albums are. You know, Curt describes it best. You know, because you've got all these guys, and we love the guys. I mean, Ivy, Result, Josh Crease, Shylin, all these guys, the lyrical theology guys, the guys that I can get a sermon in every song. And I'm not saying that Curt doesn't have some sermons in his songs. I mean, they're there. But I can't remember what, I think it was The Basement that he was being interviewed on the other day. And he called it, maybe it was on Cross-Examine. But he described it as he is a poetic anthropologist. So we've got all these lyrical theologians. Curt is a poetic anthropologist. And seriously, I mean... He takes, and he does. He tackles a lot of the issues that most guys won't put in their albums. I mean, jump back to Appendix and Redneck Sand. You know, I mean, that's a song that 98% of CHH isn't going to touch. And the stuff on Feelosophy, again, 97%. I mean, there are some guys that'll you know, mix it up with some of these hot topics. I don't know that they would go to the length that Curt went to on this album, on Feelosophy. But there's a couple of guys that, you know, that'll get into, or at least, you know, kind of mess around the surface of some of these issues if they don't dive deep in. You know, I mean, you get into it, all the guys have done abortion. We've got songs on Result has done songs on abortion. Ivy, you know, so we've got all that. But yeah, I mean, Curt dives in to transgenderism and the homosexual agenda and stuff like that. And then he even gets into, I mean, there's like C4 in the appendix. I mean, you can. I've been playing this album for what? It came out almost 3 weeks ago. Maybe it was 3 weeks ago. Maybe even a little longer. And I mean, I have been consistently listening to this album. It just passed. It's hit my most played on Bandcamp. Just passed up Christ-Centric, which is an album that I played a lot. So Curt is up at the top of my playlist on most played on Bandcamp, and I have gone over this over and over and over. I literally, for Appendix, before I did a review of that album, I waited 6 months of regularly listening to the Appendix. I still listen to the Appendix and go, man, I missed that. So, and that's your typical Curt Kennedy album. Just right there. I mean, there is so much packed in. Someone asked how many Spider-Man references was on this, and I was actually going to dig into the lyrics and check it out, but I didn't. So sorry, no Spider-Man count. But man, I mean, some of this stuff just takes me back. I mean, Curt and I have got to be close to the same age, and so a lot of the same styles of music. I mean, when Cross Examine came out and they were doing all the stuff, I mean, I was calling off the songs like the love songs that they were doing, Far Side and stuff like that. And so obviously we're close to the same age. We came up listening to a lot of the same stuff. I'm gonna throw out a name that Curt may be the only person that actually knows who these guys are, because I'm confident that Curt has listened to these, but there were a bunch of songs on here that to the point that made me think of Me Fi Me, that I actually went back and found it. I've been looking for that album for a long time, and right, take Me Fi Me for a theology or even really good sociology, but man, the musicianship on Me Fi Me, that's what I part of the first thing that hit me from Feelosophy, because there's so many different styles as you go through. Again, made me think of Mac Lethal when he did that 27 styles of rapping video. And so there's a lot of stuff here, and I mean, you can go through this album, you can play this on, power rotation, full repeat, 8 hours a day, 4 weeks in a row, and still not catch every single nuance in this album. No lie, fam. Curt Kennedy is, he immediately when I listened to C4, he jumped into my top 5, and dude is top 2. I mean, my man Ivy Connerly, gonna be my favorite all the time. Right there, you go. It's out there. But Curt, yeah, my number 2, man. If I've got a Mount Rushmore of CHH, it is Ivy, Curt, Result, and then I'm wavering. I got a bunch of guys that are tied in there for 4th place. So I'm gonna have to cheat like my buddy did and just have a 25 person Mount Rushmore, or just stop at 3. So there you have it. But man, I wanna get you guys in on a couple of the tracks on here. So here's the track list. I don't know how well you can see that. It's hard for me to see it on my little screen that I'm looking at, but my monitor. But hopefully it's big enough that you can see all the different songs on there. So Emotional, he starts off talking about he's got 5 albums with no features, and then Emotional, he starts with a feature with Stract, who could easily be my number 4 on that Mount Rushmore. Yeah. What's the name of his album? I forget. The beat is in my credits. So drawing a blank on his album. Amazing album. So I digress. So emotional dreams, demons rule everything around me. The game, high, and then right is that it looks like high from here. Love is love down through. I think that all these tracks from Love is Love down into I gotta move this. Gone is all just LGBT, homosexual agenda, all this stuff. I mean, just this block of this worldview where he just takes it and disassembles it and deconstructs it and puts it in its place, essentially. Deepest, and he was interviewed. I love the thing, and I don't even remember all four things, but I'm going to hit you with just the tracks on my favorite track on this album right now has got to be, I kind of bounce back and forth between Dreams, just for the musicianship, the beat, and everything else. I get lost in the beat. I have to force myself to come back and go, oh, I'm listening to lyrics. I'm listening to what this, because Kurt's got something to say. So you can't just get lost in the beat. But wherever he got all of his different beats, he got them from some good spots. INRI is probably my favorite, and that's the one where you get that black eye picture. This is I'm the persecuted church guy. That was my first podcast, was dealing with the persecuted church, and INRI kind of comes around with a couple of sucker punches on the American church in contrast to the persecuted church. So I'm going to real quick, if I can get this to work right, I am going to jump over here to my collection on Bandcamp, and I am going to play just a little snippet of INRI for y'all. So I'm hoping that this is going to come through on my desktop audio. Actually, hold on, wait a minute. Nope. Yeah, I got to do it this way. So here we go. INRI.
Yeah. Don't shoot the messenger. Let's go. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm not what's pressing ya. I just say stuff that is stretching ya. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm here to question ya. Faith that you say is a replica. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm not what's stressing ya. Maybe conviction is getting ya. You shoot the messenger, and I know why. You forgot where they put INRI. My name's Samong, I'm a Christian in Pakistan, praying for my brothers that are American. We hear the stories that you were suffering. How Chick-fil-A, you say you can't do lunch with them. They have offended you, traded in values. And Hallmark has moved on without you. We hear they no longer cater to Christians, so we have been praying that y'all were persistent. Would you pray for us, cause we had some trials too. My sister was raped by this foul dude because she's not converting to Islam. That saying her rape was approved by the imam. Next time they catch her, they force her to marry, so she isn't hiding. Lord, please don't tarry. Pray for all boldness that we won't deny, and we'll pray for Chick-fil-A, INRI. Don't shoot the messenger.
All right, so there's just, that's the first part of that, and yeah, I mean, I've complained about Chick-fil-A and Hallmark Channel and all that stuff, that they're leaving us behind, their values, and twice a month and all the entire month of November I do stories about the persecuted church, and yet I still feel how persecuted we are because a Chick-fil-A isn't giving money to the Salvation Army anymore, and they're giving money to this other group that supports LGBT and whatever, right? Okay, so there's a little taste of one of the songs, and then I'm going to go ahead and jump in. The first single that came out off of this, and he released a video of it, and I'm going to play a little bit of that for you as well. This is I Got a Gun, and we'll let this play for a minute. This video is not a response to Eminem's video Darkness. However,
I got a gun on my hip, and I trust God's sovereignty, but I'ma bust a clip. If you come in my property, you're gone in my crib, and I trust God's sovereignty, but you ain't gonna live. If you come in my property, you're gone on my hip, and I trust God's sovereignty, but I'ma bust a clip. If you come in my property, you're gone in my crib, and I trust God's sovereignty, and I might shoot to kill. If you come
The
in my
handwriting's
property.
on the wall, I can see it like I'm Daniel. They telling me my faith is the reason that I'm canceled. Always in my face, yelling at me to be quiet. I'm asking you for space, but you seem to wanna riot. You know that I'm Christian, so you tryna test me. I don't want no beef, but you asking for the recipe. Turn the other cheek, I've been reading for a while, but then Luke 22 said get it sold and get it now. That was Jesus saying arm up, got a firearm tucked. If it's my life or your life, you was gone, bruh. Like Polo to Don, bruh. Don't make me choose. I ain't tryna have our picture flashing on the evening news. And this ain't even me celebrating any killing. But if I gotta do it, I'ma do it, Lord willing. Cause I believe in God, and I believe in guns. So what do you believe, especially when that time comes? Better
I
run.
got a gun on my hip.
all right. So there you go. There's a little taste of I Got a Gun, a little taste of INRI. I mean, there's not a bad song on here. Seriously, there's not a single song on here. Black Mirror, you've got to listen to Black Mirror like 4 or 5 times to really catch the full impact of what it is. Your Jesus, that's another punch in the eye for some people. And so 20 tracks. This is actually the shortest of the 3 albums that I've gone back and listened to some of his older stuff since he's released some of his voice stuff and that back out. But yeah, my first introduction was Appendix or C4 Appendix. When Appendix dropped, there's like 30-something tracks on Appendix. I'm still convinced that Omri's album is hidden somewhere in there and I just ain't found it yet. But yeah, so there's, a little bit of an idea of what you're going to get from Feelosophy. If you haven't got it yet, go out and pick it up. You can get it. I mean, it's not streaming, Curt, and I'm in agreement with this. So here's where I jump on my high horse and I, start to, my soapbox. This is always going to be my soapbox. Curt doesn't stream his songs immediately. He waits a couple of months, a few months. I think he should wait longer. Our brothers and sisters who are making music do not make money off of streaming. If we really want to support their music, now Curt, he's a full-time pastor, so music is not. He does this because he loves this, and I can say this because I know. Don't personally know him. We've chopped it up a little bit here and there through social media and so on videos and stuff. But his income is through the ministry of pastoring his church. But everybody who puts out music wants to make money off their music, and if we, as fans of this music, want to support our brothers who are making this music and sisters, Jackie Hill Perry, can't forget her, and who are making this music, we've got to go buy it. We've got to go spend our money, and not just on a subscription for a streaming service. We've got to put our money down. It's why I tell everybody, I send everybody to Bandcamp. I get no kickbacks from Bandcamp, but I send everybody to Bandcamp because here's the deal. If Ivy is constantly giving his music away. Every time he gets to the point where he's about to get a new album, he goes through and he will give crazy deals, even up to the point of giving some of his old catalog away for free. Bandcamp can do some of the different things. What I like about Bandcamp, and this is not to pump myself up in any way. But a lot of times I'll pay a little bit more for an album than what these guys are asking for, simply because I want to put my money where my mouth is. If I'm going to sit here and ask you guys as you're watching this, and I'm recommending albums to you, and I'm going to say, go buy it. Go spend your money to support these guys. I want to be the guy that is actively supporting them as well. Jump in if any of these guys have Patreon or anything like that. Do what you can to support them, because we do want to support them in the ministry of making this music. So there's my soapbox. Don't just stream it. You can't with Curt's stuff. But anybody else, I'm going to be doing an episode real soon, maybe in like 20 minutes, for Josh Crease's new album that's coming out. But go buy these things or support these guys on Patreon, or do what you can so we can continue to get the quality and the deep and the just quality. That's the word I want to use. Quality, CHH, that we've come to love. So we're not going back to getting, Dan Brown remakes of Baby Got Back as Baby Got Book, right? So really, seriously, get out there, go buy this album. You're not going to be disappointed by this album. Pick up C4, pick up Appendix, pick up this, listen to them all together. It'll take you 2.5 months to get it all down, but there's a lot of music right there. But you can pick it up, and it's good. Again, I don't know if I've, in 3 albums, I don't know that I've gone, that was a whack song on any of Curt's stuff. And I mean, for real, I'll keep it 100, and I'll let you know if there's a song I don't like. There is not a song on this album that I did not like. So go pick it up, go buy it, and go head over to Cross Examine's Facebook page, join the Facebook page, and start voting for the guys that's gonna drop today, probably right soon after this video comes out. Cross Examine's going to be doing their podcast. They're going to let you know who is going up against who in the I Rap for Real 16-bar challenge and round 2. You find out who else. I can't believe they volunteered as tribute and gave their spot to someone else, but so that was my vote, and he dropped out, and so now I don't know who I'm voting for. Now I got to go back and listen to everybody again to go, okay, who's my favorite now. So go support Cross Examine, support Wrath and Grace, support Curt Kennedy, pick up these albums. Vote in the 16-bar challenge. Some really good guys, some really good MCs dropping bars in that 16-bar challenge. It's awesome. So go check it out. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps you to make a decision to go buy an album. If there's, I'm always open to critique. Right? I'm critiquing albums. I'm giving my unsolicited opinion. So if you want to jump into the comments and give your unsolicited opinion on what you think about me doing these things, how I can improve, and so on, let me know. And as always, preach the gospel at all times. Use words. They're necessary. And until next time, Soli Deo Gloria.